Start with yourself and then I'll stick my head in.
Hello YouTube, as you can hear, I'm not by myself and I will not forget today. Welcome
Hi.
to the Just One More Orchid channel, OFE or OFE. How do you say it?
OFE?
OFE, because I always say OFE
Either
edition.
way works.
We finally honoring this gracious host. The other half is over there, the Dimples one. And we're going to talk about supplies because they are supplies and they're the best suppliers in the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Carlos has a moment, his busy schedule, and he will show us and tell us all about it. Let's go.
Absolutely. All right.
So here he is, Mr. OFE crew. And if you don't know, they are located in Homestead, which is Miami area. And he is anxious to tell us. What do we have here?
These are coconut poles. Basically, you don't really use, well, these were created actually for aeroids. Aeroids are the philodendrons and thoriums, those type of plants. But we found that this worked very, very nicely with orchids also. I have a customer that what they did, that they set them up upside down, hang it from here, and just set up a bunch of little miniature phalaenopsis on it. And I'll show you a picture. And they grow fantastically well. And
they are like available in different sizes.
12 inches.
And I will tell you, nobody has prices like OFE has.
We try to be as competitive as possible.
You are very
family owned.
Yep.
We do carry a little bit of orchids.
Here, look, the man is a walking billboard. There you go. So now you have even these. I use them a lot too.
Yeah, you'll see these, if you're in Florida, you'll see this type of trays at all the orchid vendors. There's a heavier plastic and they fit your 3-inch and your 5-inch plastic cups. And they're heavy. I mean, I can hold them like this. They're really heavy, they're really well made. This is something that we carry.
These are good if you are like past 5 orchids. These are great.
Well, you have to carry things around. It makes your life a lot easier.
And they're very open, so water doesn't sit in there.
Exactly.
Good drainage.
There's aeration everywhere. You can set up your plants. You can have a space in between. These are called cells. And the trays, these are called cells. And you can skip a cell in between each and every plant, so you have further aeration, further ventilation, further drainage. So, or you can put them together. You have enough air exposure that whatever the plant needs, you will get. Of course, we have extra large cedar baskets.
How big is this?
This is a 24-inch basket.
Wow, I can put Martha in there.
Orchiata. Bark from New Zealand. We carry that in all the 5 different sizes. That's the precision. That's the smallest that we sell. That's the power. We had somebody from...
so they do, you just opening a new door for me. They do exist in different sizes.
Yes, there's 5 different
Never
sizes.
knew.
Yeah, I know. Orchiata comes in 5 different sizes. The Power is the middle size. There's a Power Plus. There's about 3/4 of an inch. There's a Super that is 1 inch. And then there is a Classic and a Precision. And we feature all of them. We stock all of them. You just happen to catch us at a low inventory time, but we carry all 5 of them all the time.
But in Florida, maybe just Orchiata is not a good idea. It's kind of...
It really depends on the type of orchid. I mean, there are 3... When it comes to orchid growing, you have to pay attention to 3 variables. The type of orchid that you're working with, the conditions that you put it in, and the way you want to grow it. So you have, for example, a Vanda will not grow the same way that you will grow a Dendrobium.
Yeah.
It will not grow the same way.
You have nice Dendrobiums here today.
And then if you have them in a plastic pot versus a wood container or a clay pot or just mounted on a palm, all that makes a difference. And then the third one, and this is where most people don't pay attention to, is the type of grower that you are. I particularly don't water enough, but I control the water. So what I do is I use growing media that holds more water than you would normally do, because I only water maybe, well, now with all the rain, you don't need to water, but if you water less or you're not exposed to water, you need to make adjustments. So basically, that's
habits.
That's where you have your different mixes where they come in. Popular mixes is of course the all-purpose. This has Douglas fir bark sponge rock, and charcoal. It's hardwood charcoal. Whenever you buy charcoal, don't buy the barbecue briquettes.
No?
That's not
With
no. That will kill your orchid.
smoky flavors?
No, you don't want smoky flavors. What you want, if anything, there is a lump charcoal. That's what you want. We sell horticultural charcoal, which is basically further broken down lump charcoal into pieces that are manageable for an orchid grower so they fit in the pot properly. This is our most popular mix, and we have different varieties. This is a special orchid mix number 1 that has the same Douglas fir bark. It has charcoal, but then it has LECA, which is the expanded clay. LECA stands for light expanded clay aggregate.
You're a professor. I'm learning so much.
And basically what it is expanded clay, like popcorn. You put clay in the machine and it expands. So it gives you a lightweight aggregate that you can use in orchid growing. You can use it not only in orchid growing, you can use it in hydroponic growing, you can use it in horticultural, you can use it in a bunch of different things. That's another mixed thing. Of course, we do have the orchiata in the different grades.
So the size, so if somebody doesn't need that huge bag.
Exactly, you have a smaller bag, and then of course it has to do, for example, here in Florida, if somebody tells me they have an established plant, we'll suggest for them to use the Power Plus or the Power. If they say they have a specimen plant, a larger plant, then go with the larger grade bark. If you have a seedling or a smaller plant, then you go either Precision or Classic or Power, depending on the size of the plant. And basically what you want is you want the nuggets big enough to hold the plant, or actually let me put it this way, you have the nuggets small enough to be able to hold the plant, but big enough so the water drains through. And you can add different things to the media. You can add sponge rock, which is oversized perlite. You can add charcoal. You can add lava rock. You can add LECA, which we sell the brand name Hydroton. You can do different things. We also sell, for example, if you're growing indoors or under covers, so you don't get rainwater in Florida, you can use. And this is gonna sound heretic to the orchid growers in Florida, because everybody says moss kills your orchids. It's not. I disagree with that. It's not that moss kills your orchids. If you grow orchids in moss, you have to make sure that you control the water. If you don't control the water, if you have your plants outdoors exposed to the rain, and you get the rains that we have had the last 2 weeks, basically a thunderstorm every day, you're going to lose your plants, because the moss is going to stay way too wet for your orchids outdoors. Now, if you grow them under cover, I mean, a million phalaenopsis can be wrong. I mean, when you buy phalaenopsis commercially, they are grown in sphagnum moss. When you buy a lot of different orchids, they are grown in sphagnum moss. That's because the grower controls the water. As soon as you control the water, sphagnum moss is a good media. Is a good option. It's not necessarily the best one. You never get me to say that one mix is better than another, one product is better than another, because it has to do with the type of orchid, it has to do with your conditions, it has to do with the way you grow. But it is a good option as long as you control the water. This is the stuff that comes from Peru. We also have the stuff that comes from New Zealand.
So this is like
it's compressed. Yeah,
so if you wet it, how big will be the thing? Like this big? That's cool.
Bigger than this, yeah. This expands to
I just like the whole idea of it.
Yeah, and actually it ships.
Look who's here. Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Okay. Now, before I forget,
yes.
How often, especially with this thing, do you repot? They say moss is no good in what, 2 years?
It depends on the quality of the moss.
Okay.
The stuff, the industry standard up until recently was inventory from Chile. The Chile moss will give you 2 to 3 years of life on the pot. The Peruvian moss tends to be a little bit better quality. It tends to last longer.
Okay.
And it'll give you 3 to 4 years. The New Zealand moss is by far the best, and that will last you 4 to 6 years, no problem. Again,
explain this. New Zealand, the best bark is New Zealand. The best moss is New Zealand. What I mean?
Well, then, you know, it's because they have.
They know how.
No, it's a geographical accident.
Okay, accident. Okay, I like that.
Not that they did anything. Not that the Aussies or the Kiwis did anything to make their product better. It just happens to be a good quality. Again, you'll never get me to say that one product is the best because it has to do with different things.
With the whole thing.
They do have very good quality on the Orchiata bark. Although I personally have yet to see a study comparing the Douglas fir bark that you get under the brand name Sequoia or you get under the brand name Rexius. Now I'm saying Douglas fir bark. There's a difference versus the Orchiata bark.
What is it made out of?
Orchiata bark is made with the Magellan pine. It's a conifer.
Okay.
Now the difference is the Orchiata. What they do is they allow the bark to dry off and to secrete to exude to eliminate the excuse me, to eliminate the spongy part of the bark. So they end up with the hard nugget, which is very long lasting, very clean, very desirable for orchid growing. That said, the Rexius bark is kiln dry. So instead of putting it out in the sun to burn off, they put it in gigantic kiln, which is another word for an oven.
We got some water break.
We're talking about the Douglas fir bark
versus New Zealand.
Orchiata, New Zealand bark. I have yet to see a study that compares both of them in true horticultural conditions. I have seen comparisons of the Orchiata bark versus the bark that you find in the most commonly chain stores and what have you. So I'm not really sold on the superior quality of the Orchiata bark. It is by far, I mean, growers do like it. Growers do consider that it lasts longer than the bark, but I think that they're comparing it to the stuff that you find in the retail stores, not the stuff that is found.
It's more of like a brand plays a role in it as well, a little bit.
I'm not saying that
nobody is.
Valid, but when I say I haven't seen a study made, I haven't seen the data, nothing that tells me this is better. I haven't seen the study yet.
Okay.
Once that happens, if somebody out there wants to do
people,
it,
YouTube,
please contact me.
We want the study.
You have to listen. The numbers set you free. The true data sets you free. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, the data provides the results.
Yes.
Everything else is opinions, and opinions doesn't take you far.
Yeah.
All right.
So
another option in media, apart from bark, is coconut chips. Coconut is made out of the when they first introduced this to the market, there were a lot of producers out there that were not paying attention to the quality issues, and they were harvesting coconut from the seashore, and they weren't cleaning it. And there was a lot of seawater, there was a lot of salt content on the coconut chips. That was maybe 15-20 years ago. Ever since then, the manufacturers that are making the coconut chips products, they're actually paying attention because this is being used in horticultural, this is being used in cannabis production, this is being used in orchid production, this is being used in aroid production.
All making you feel good industries.
That's yes, very much so. We're in the entertainment industry.
Exactly.
We are in the entertainment. We're in the making you feel good
industry.
Anyhow, especially the cannabis production, they invest a serious money in their production, and they do require quality products. And this is where this comes in. The stuff that is available now is clean, is processed. People still ask me, is there any issues with the salt content? I can freely say no. Every stuff that we sell is properly produced, properly manufactured, it's clean, it doesn't have any salt issues, so you can use it straight away, no problem.
And guys, they do ship. So I will post the website. You can get everything you see on their website.
We do make mixes, same way that we're doing it with bark. We make the same mixes with the cocoa. People ask me, what's the difference? cocoa tends to hold a little more water than the fir bark, than the orchiata bark. So that's why we do mixes with the coconut. We do have that was the one with the cocoa chips, charcoal, and hydroton. Then we have the one with the cocoa chips, charcoal, and sponge rock. It's kind of a misnomer because sponge rock actually drains. It's really used to, perlite is used to allow aeration, to allow drainage. You mix it in your soils for the soil to be more, to allow the water to go through. If you want to add humidity to a media, and this is soil media, you add vermiculite, which is another amendment to the soil.
I think this one Chris suggested to me for paths.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where before I found that New Zealand, I still have a bag of it. I use for paths because they like it little.
Papio
Yes.
Yes. Actually, on Papio peplums, I learned something. This, again, this is an opinion. It's not something that I've seen a study. But they suggested that Papio peplums like the Douglas fir bark better than the orchiata bark. So that just keep that on the back of your mind. It might or might not be true, but it is something that I do.
Okay.
And we're continuing on the Papio peplum issue. One thing that we have, another mixture that we have is this. It's basically the special seedling mix, which is fine bark, fine charcoal, and small sponge rock, and they have this mix with the regular size bark that I don't have here available right now.
That's okay.
But it will be the medium size bark. So you mix this with a bag of fir bark or the medium fir bark, and that will give you a very nice Papio peplum mix to grow in South Florida conditions.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we do sell that. It's a special path mix, Florida edition. That's what we do.
And while you work, your brother is having
he's always
competition
like
over there. That one goes in there?
Yes, he talks to people.
There's
all the
two
time.
brothers. There's Chris also.
Yeah. For everybody's reference, I'm the evil one. I'm the
No, you're
grumpy
not.
one.
I
Yes,
call you handsome.
Well, you do, but that's
And that
because
one
you are.
has a nickname, Dimples.
Yeah, right.
Because
His dimples, dimples.
So my big reason of this video is this part.
Oh, here's the bark.
Oh, there's that big one. Yeah.
This is the bark that I was telling you folks to mix with.
So this is basically prototype of orchiata, right? What
Yes,
you
this
have
is
there.
the other one exactly.
Yeah.
This is Douglas fir bark.
You should try it.
And you mix the medium fir bark with the special seedling
For the
that
paths.
will give you a very good Florida Papio peplum mix.
Okay.
If you want to grow outdoors,
That's what you
This
do.
is your boys. This is what you do.
There we go.
Okay. Now that I'm sorry to walk in front of you.
No, we're fine. We are, yeah.
This is the oversized perlite. There you see charcoal. There's more charcoal over there. Then you have the leca by itself in the big.
So you can come and make your own.
You can make your own mixes also,
whatever you prefer.